Welcome to Mount Calvary Lutheran Church and School in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. I'm Pastor Dan Chapleski, and I'm pleased you've joined us for Bible class today. Our Bible class is part of a series we're calling Mount Calvary Classics. This class was taught originally in 1995 and videotaped. We have since digitized that tape, and we're bringing it to you today. And we're also going to have it on our YouTube channel. If you see it there, please do subscribe to our YouTube channel. Today's class is the first in a series on the book of Colossians, taught by Pastor Elmer A. Neitzel. He was the emeritus pastor of Mount Calvary at that time, and when he taught the class, he had been retired for about 14 years. The introduction is from the then pastor, Martino Sander, and he will also he's on the video there. This first class actually doesn't dive into Colossians. I knew Pastor Neitzel when I taught here, and he was the master of the excursus. He would say parenthetically more than most people said outside the parentheses. And in this class, he begins by talking about the importance of Christian education. And as this is first being broadcast in early June, as school is wrapping up, we wanted to once again have everybody see his really encouragement and exhortation on the long-term effects and value of Lutheran education. We hope you enjoy the class. I'll be back at the end of this little piece to say a little bit more.
This is the Bible class, adult Bible class at Mount Calvary. Pastor Neitzel is teaching a course on Colossians. Today is the 10th of September and the first of the series on Colossians. I hope you enjoy and I hope you learn something.
Well, Norman, you haven't got anything else to do. Can you distribute these? One to a person. Good morning, everybody. We'll get started in just a little bit, I hope, as soon as we get organized. I am distributing something to you which I hope will expedite our discussion this morning on the subject of the epistle to the Colossians. I'll tell you what it's all about in just a minute, as soon as we can have your full attention and sort of waiting for a number of people to dribble in. First of all, as I started out to say, by 10:30, or during the 10:30 service, I will have to be at Nazareth Church. And my chauffeur is going to have to take me out there, and I'm going to leave here kind of abruptly. What is occurring out there is something that should be of interest to all of you folks. I have been asked to install, first of all, at Nazareth Church, the first principle of the school which is being established at Nazareth Church, at that location. It's on Granville Road. Can you visualize that? And a former student of our school here, a young lady that I confirm, Kathy Bronson. Her name is Marriott, M-A-R-R-I-O-T-T. She and her husband, who used to be members here, she is to be the first principal of that Christian faith school. She had already occupied in North Prairie, at the start of the school out there, the same kind of a position. Those girls, those Bronson girls, were a part of the mission outreach of our congregation at that time. I hate to always dwell on the past, but I'm saying this for a reason. It shows you what can be accomplished in an agency like the Christian day school, if you use it right. That's the point. And in those days, we took that family unto ourselves, and Kathy Gold-Bronson at that time was a young lady who was very progressive and ambitious, and she made her way through our prep school and became a teacher, so on and so forth. And today, she has been called to be the first principal of that Christian day school, which Nazareth Church is started. Some of you perhaps remember where Nazareth Church was, 2698. And it moved out to that new location there. And it's growing. The whole neighborhood is growing by leaps and bounds. And then let me say something else. The pastor of that church is a former student of our Christian day school. His name is P.I.E.L. He was a member of Sherman Park Church with his family, and he took confirmation instruction at the time I was active here yet, and he was confirmed at Sherman Park Church, but he was always so impressed by our Christian day school. Sherman Park Church didn't have a school at that time. And he worked for the formation of a Christian day school in that neighborhood. And he's been quite successful at it. He's very low-key. At that service this morning also is Mike Goldberg. Now that's outside of our discussion yet. Mike, of course, will be the custodian of our congregation here. And went through the lay ministry program, and he has been called to be the lay minister of Nazareth Church. I don't know how all that is going to work out, but anyhow, I have been invited to install these two people, Kathy Gold-Bronson area, and Michael Goldberg, and Pastor Field, of course, has invited me to participate in it. You know, that's really digging up the past when you go back that far. But it makes you realize, and that's why I'm spending just a few minutes this morning on it. It makes you realize what has been accomplished under God in the past, what we're all a part of. Mr. Zone just recently gave me a list of the youngsters who, from our Christian day school, 39 of them, who have entered the teaching profession. I have a list of them. As well as also the list of people who have become pastors in the pastoral ministry. All of those people have come out of our Christian day school. And we have something special here which generates workers for the church. In one way or another, not all of these people have entered either the teaching or the pastoral ministry. They've gone into other professions, but they carry with them their training. This is the point I want to make with you. They carry with them the influence and the support that you people provide for them. Inadvertently, perhaps, sometimes. But your prayerful support of our own enterprise here, and so on and so forth. And so I hope you are as equally thrilled when you hear about the installation of these three people this morning. The participation of one of them, of course, is the pastor of this church. But it's something which is really a wonderful experience to recognize that something great has been accomplished out of the past. Thank you for your comment on it. That's fine, Sandy. Yeah.
You know, that's just one of the gifts that we get from God, is the gift of memory. Now, you're relating the memories in the past.
I haven't got any memory.
Now, these memories, they are such a gift because you treasure them, and they're so different for you than they would for anybody else. This is why I say it's such a gift to have these beautiful memories. And I think it's great that you relate them to us.
Well, it's a part of my being. It's the only thing that sustains a person from day to day. Believe me, it's all a part of that. Yeah. Does anybody want to say anything else in this connection? Spread the word about this, our discussion this morning with these young people, and keep your eye on the progress that is being made by Nazareth congregation in this new enterprise of theirs, and of Kathy. She'll make the grade all right. She's got enough spunk. She had more spunk around here than we sometimes could tolerate. But, yes?
How many grades are they starting with? Usually they start over grades with us. How many grades are they going to have?
Well, Nazareth has? I don't know offhand. Offhand, I don't know. I imagine they're starting off as much as their budget, first of all, is going to allow, and in a, let's say, pedagogical kind of way, so that they can accommodate the number of students that they draw from that area. You know the neighborhood that I'm talking about, don't you? Gentlemen, it's on Granville Road, and so on. You know, keep your eye on that place, and keep your prayerful eye on it. It's wonderful to vicariously experience something like this. Lois?
Kathy's sister still belongs to our church. I can't think what her name is, though. Apollo.
She belongs here.
She belongs here, and her daughter.
She's a nurse at St. Michael's Hospital.
Yeah, and her daughter, I think, is a teacher.
That's right.
Went to River Forest, I believe.
Yeah.
Concordia. But I can't think what their name is.
Yeah, I don't know either.
But Gloria would know.
But all these comments are really worthwhile. And this is a part of the objective of this Bible class on Sunday morning. It's not going to be an idle exchange of sentiment or information or anything like that. It's going to serve a purpose one way or the other. I hope we'll be able to build it up in some kind of a way which will be worthwhile. We had that also on Wednesday morning. I tell you, our seniors have really built up that class to a significant number to make it worthwhile, especially for the people who are over the hill.
We hope you enjoyed this class with Pastor Neitzel. There'll be more to come next week, and on our YouTube channel. If you happen to see this on our YouTube channel, please subscribe. And if you're watching it on our Facebook page, comments are more than welcome. We appreciate you having been here. Next week we'll really get into the meat of Colossians. God bless your day.